What if the very tech that we have come to love is making us more isolated when life after 50 should be about connection and purpose? Today, let's talk about how we can balance technology and still live a fully connected, purposeful lifestyle after 50. Today on Coffee and Convo. Welcome, everybody, back to another Coffee and Convo, Life After 50. I am Jay, and man, it's so weird how technology has totally taken over essentially the world. I remember, and it just seems like a short time ago, roughly, let's say I'm going to be 52, so I would say just about 12 years ago, when technology really started to become a major part of what I am and what I do. It's when I first started YouTube and decided I was going to talk sports and had an iPhone 5 and had it sitting up on a bookcase and just hitting record, and it was awkward and it was weird, and it was during a time where I was already isolated. It was in a time where I totally disconnected myself from society because of all the things that I was dealing with and going through. And wouldn't it actually got me out of my shell, put me in positions not only to meet new people, but also meet my wife, oddly enough. Now, my wife wasn't connected to technology per se, but it was the very tech that gave me the confidence and courage to live my life again. Take it full circle, especially with someone who has a visual impairment, technology really became a bigger part of my life as I went and got some training on how to cope with sight loss. Technology is at the forefront of that disability. We use it for everything. Voiceover on our phones, magnification on our phones, our tablets, our computers, they all coincide with each other. There's obviously a ton of different type of tech you could use if you're going through sight loss that will allow you to do other tasks, but technology has gotten to the point where you just need some of the basic tools you already use to be able to do those things. It's just a learning curve. So there's all this positivity that surrounds me around technology and how I have grown to use it. But it's become part of our daily. Like it's just weird because I bank with it, I shop with it, I unfortunately, and this is where I think it's really drawn people away to isolation, is we communicate too much with it. And I'm not talking about YouTube videos like this by all means, although it could become very easy for someone who has already decided to isolate themselves and remove themselves from society. It's a way that they kind of put this facade or this image that they're being connected with people because they're here. But the thing is that it's not real. And I think that's where we've gotten to the point that we use technology too much to connect with others, whether it's on Facebook, Instagram, or even here on YouTube. Now, technology has already embedded itself into our world. So how can we truly balance life with technology in connection and purpose? And I believe that everything has a time and a place. And especially if you're a parent of a young one out there, giving them balance, teaching them things to do outside, it's kind of made parenting that much harder, right? And it's become the opposite for a lot of people because the adults now, myself included, have become addicted to tech in a way where they'd rather give their kid a tablet than to take them for a walk outside or a dad to go throw a ball with his son. And I've noticed over the past 3 years that I've become a little too accustomed to my phone and technology. I use it for everything. Like I said, I do all my bills. The day-to-day life, it's very important to me, right? Bills and all that kind of thing. But then I find myself in my free time being fascinated about the things it can show me. It's the pathway to information, and the information is not even true half the time. AI has taken over, and AI itself stands for artificial intelligence. So we're not even getting true intelligence. We have to teach this device how to teach us to live. It's considerably just a backwards philosophy that I'm still wrapping my head around. And it's not to say that it doesn't serve a purpose or can't serve a purpose. It really becomes choice of person. So to create balance in your life with technology and connection and purpose, you seriously have to have some strong disciplines, some rules that you need to put in place in your life that allows you to use technology to do the things that, yes, you need to do. And yeah, maybe even tickle your fancy when it comes to something you enjoy, whether it's sports, whether it's movies, whether it's, DIY projects and all these other things. I mean, it's fascinating for those things. But when you start using it for your sole purpose to communicate with people, because the phone itself today, the phone, how many times when you think of somebody, do you pick up your phone, call them and say, hey, how have you been? And use your voice. It's like one of the original texts, right? Pick up the phone, call somebody. Now it's just text them, send them a message. Or you don't even do that because you've already seen a video or a photo and a post on Facebook or Instagram that lets you know that A, they're okay, and B, this is what they're up to. This is what they're doing. There's no need. I'm good. I'll call them later. And then you start scrolling on YouTube or somewhere else and you totally forget to give them a call. Maybe you forget a loved one's birthday. Or, again, same purpose. You think of calling somebody for their birthday, but you got so caught up in scrolling that you forgot to call. Didn't necessarily forget it was their birthday, just, decided to scroll. I'll get to it in a minute. For me, and I'll try to keep it as much as I can, it takes me away from the idea of getting certain things done in more of a timely manner because it's so easy. And I am to a degree addicted to social media, just like everybody else. And I have been working on, and it's part of my mindset journey, taking care of my mind, the health of my mind, is to create a pattern and a timeline to get myself away from it. And again, focus on the connections with others. I made a video a couple of days ago talking about mentors and the purpose of mentors. I think is so key, connecting with people, really talking with people, getting an understanding of people, pouring into people, them pouring into you. I had one of the kids I mentored just graduate the other night, and we were able to go up there, and he was excited, I was excited, and that's a whole nother video I'd like to share about how I found my youth by being a mentor. But we have to be mindful about the way that God created this beautiful earth and for us to enjoy it together, connected, to be able to find purpose even after 50, right? It's so key. I think we're going to start seeing an era of people that are getting more obese, even more sick, and the elderly, if you will, being less absent in society because of the very same tech that we're using. If we're not careful, if we don't recognize it, if we don't remove ourselves from it, you don't have to go on a cruise no more. You don't have to go travel the world because you could just look it up on your tablet. Oh, look, it looks beautiful. This person's doing it or that person's doing it. You have to be a goal setter. You have to be disciplined enough to say, I want that so much, I got to go get it. And it starts by detaching yourself from the false reality that technology has given us, and use it as a tool to plan your own journey, to go to those destinations, to connect with those people, and still follow the very same thing that you've come to love and enjoy it even better at a different level. It's a lot of food for thought again. This is something that's been on my mind for a long time, and I thought, how could I really have this conversation without getting too heavy AI? And man, AI is, for someone who's visually impaired, is a game changer in a lot of different areas of my life. However, AI is going to be not only the downfall for a lot of people, but our society as a whole, America as a whole. We are living in a time where things are going to get very, very interesting to a program that's called artificial intelligence. So at all costs, my biggest message that I want to convey is stay connected to those you love, make new friends, continue to find purpose and connection in your life. Don't let technology take it from you. I think if anything, it's society's plan to keep us separated, to keep us from being ununited for some bigger thing that's coming our way. And if you want to be better prepared and purposeful in living and be a voice of reason in those times, start training yourself now. Anyway, if you want to join the conversation, AKA hit that subscribe button, leave a comment. Let me know how you use technology. I would love to know how you personally use technology, how it has shaped your world. Are you finding yourself more addicted and more addicted? Have you created some discipline to pull you away from that part of your day? And, have you actually thought about making connections more with people? Actual real life connection and sharing a cup of coffee maybe, or, breaking some bread somewhere, dinner, lunch, however, take a trip with a friend, whatever it may be. Stay connected. Create a purpose, create a plan. This has been another Coffee and Convo Life After 50. I'm Jay, and I will see you guys on the next video.